Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Another country, another bells. It's 12 o'clock. So today, since it's Sunday, I've decided to record a video that is completely free-flowing without any notes, just my thoughts today. It's from the church right here that is next to Adam Mickiewicz, who was one of the most acknowledged, famous, world-known poets in Polish history. But we're gonna take a walk all the way down here. This is actually Krakowskie Przedmieście, this street that takes you to the Old Square. So what I would like to talk to you about today, once we pass those bells, my reflections about the situation in Poland and worldwide. I think many of us forgot already excuse me, what we had going on in 2020. How the Szmowit situation was affecting everyone's life, regardless of how did you approach that story, let's say this way. And then, once the situation in Ukraine has started, all of a sudden, just like magically, it disappeared. So lately, I'm wondering, that's what I would like to talk to you about, walking those very steep, I think that's the word, streets, old streets of Warsaw. I'm just wondering if any sort of Szmowit version is going to come back, since, as we know, we have two options here. Either we will continue escalating this conflict, even though on the surface it might look like it's not escalated, or we will return to another version of the story from 2020. There is one thing that have not been used yet to bigger extent, and that is, you know, those projections they can create on the sky, as if UFO came back, as if Jesus is appearing to everyone. I'm not saying Jesus is not appearing, because he is, but not in that way. Is it called the Blue Beam Project? I think that's the name. And I think we're gonna see a lot of this in the near future. I'm actually pretty certain in 2024 this will be like the thing going on. But I would like to know your thoughts. You ever wonder what is inside those little places you can walk through? You have some gardens here. That's how people live. And you can just go on the other side. Old Warsaw, everyone. Free-flowing video completely today, because these are just my reflections. It seems to me as if we're not gonna end this very soon, what's going on in Ukraine. And how I feel Poland will approach it, it might sound again very strange to you, but I feel at first it will look as if danger, danger, danger. Then it will be downplaying it as far as we are not at risk. as a country, because we are not at risk as a country. What we are at risk is from within. You know, I said this again, I said it before on my channel. One of my favorite proverbs, I think it's from Africa, says, if there is no enemy within, no enemy without can do any harm. So we have, most of the countries have, if not all, they have the enemies from within. Of course, there are countries that have enemies from without as well. But in case of Poland, well, it depends how you look at the United States, right? But I'm sidetracking. So what we're gonna have here, guys, now the focus is on the parliamentary elections, October 15th. After that, depending who will get into the position of decision making, we will experience two scenarios, either A or B. A is Russia is about to attack story, which will mean mobilization, people getting into the army. And the second, which is B, I'm going to take you this way because there's a very beautiful statue, or maybe let's see, yes, right here, or version B, which is nothing is really going on at this moment, it's all fine. Meanwhile, they will be completely crushing economy, bringing people to the extreme levels of poverty. And when that happens, when everything fails, like they say, you gotta go to war, right? You just go this way because I think she's just want to be by myself so I can focus. I know it sounds very confusing maybe, but I really have a sense that this conflict is not going to end soon, and even if it will look like there is some peace negotiation, maybe, who knows, it will continue, but it will be just another version of it. It's just my feeling. It's very important what's going to happen right now during this election in October, because this will determine here in Poland the outcome. This will determine the approach that Poland will take and its fate, its future. It's a very, very crucial point right now, guys, because I do see we are living in the cycles of history, so historical cycles that we repeat as humankind. If we are not learning from it, we will keep on repeating this to the point when we finally get the lesson and we will not repeat the same mistakes. You know, it's very known quote from Einstein, I believe, who again is another controversial figure. But what is insanity? Insanity is repeating the same thing over and over, right? And expecting different results. So they are repeating the same. If you really pay attention to the history in 1939, that has not been quite fully, truthfully presented to you. There is a lot of similarities with this current reality. Let me just show you here, past these people. Let me show you this beautiful statue that I came across a long time ago, and I really appreciate this. Isn't she lovely? I think we are in the place that's called Marienstadt. She's beautiful, huh? A lady. Is it rooster? I think it's a rooster. She looks like a lady from a countryside, farmer's wife. And here, beautiful building, look. Here, if you go this way, behind me, it will take you all the way to the castle. royal castle, but we're gonna go this way because I'm getting sidetracked and then I'm losing my thoughts. Yes, insanity, right? Repeating the same thing over and over and expecting different results. You know, I didn't know about it before, but now when I'm getting some other facts, it looks like Poland played very big part in 1939 situation there, not in a good way. How Polish government was acting up to that point before Hitler has actually attacked Poland. It's another story that many people don't know, and I didn't know it either, but Poland was playing a very, very risky game, and it seems to me as if now it's quite similar. However, I think a lot of people are aware of it. You know, there is something that I want to address in this moment, just came back to me. I never talked about it before with you guys, and I know some of you will be probably not interested, but many of you are very spiritual people who don't look at the reality just from one level of consciousness, but you are already quite enlightened, you know. You are. And you know there are many dimensions to look at the reality from, right? There is something that I believe is taking place right now in the world, and this is how the countries are dealing with their national karma. Oh, it's very hot. National karma. What I mean by that, I mean how the countries are now being faced with very similar moments to those that they have already lived in the history before, and what approach they will take, knowing what they already know and experienced before, and that means how they will heal as a nation, every nation, really every nation on this planet, how they will heal from that karma. There is a lot of awareness now. The level of communicating between people is very different. The level of sharing the knowledge is very different. So we don't really have an excuse to make the same choice again. Why shall we make the same choice again? If we can choose different outcome, learning from the past. This is healing. This is healing the soul of the nation. And so many nations right now, when you think about it, are going through this. United States, France, African countries, Russia, Ukraine, Poland, so many nations, Germany. What approach those countries will take to change the present moment, the future, and to heal that past. Sunday video. Sunday video, yeah, it's a very different video today, I know. But you know, it's very important to pay this, to pay attention to it, because we look at everything as the geopolitical facts and details and meetings and numbers. But at the end of the day, we have been given an enormous opportunity to approach this moment in time in a different way. And we, the people, are those countries. What is a country? Country is a community. It's a community. It's a union. It's a agreement among group of people that throughout the years lived together. Yes, I know, changing and migrating, etc. But however, they were able to establish some sense of connection and tradition and culture and identity, right? And those souls who chosen certain countries, they have chosen a mission in this life for that country. You know, I think about this personally a lot. I know many of you have been moving from country to country as well, but in my personal life, in my life, you know, I've lived very briefly in Sweden. Then I traveled a lot. I worked on the cruise ships, you know, many years ago when I was really young. So I've seen a lot of places in the world, and then I lived in Poland, and I've also lived in the United States very long time, and now I'm kind of, you know, in many places, still deciding where to create my base, maybe 2 bases, who knows, that might be the case. But in my heart, my soul has a very strong connection with Poland and with the Slavic countries, and I know it. And I don't believe it's a coincidence, it's actually a calling. I think it's a calling from God to bring me back to Poland over and over again, even though it's not always easy and it's not always that pleasant. But I know that there is so much to bring to people's awareness, or to even show some people that there are like-minded people like them, that not everyone thinks as they want you to think in the mainstream media. So today I wanted to talk to you about how there is a plan that might not be quite executed because we can change it. I think what happened is, with all the ignorance, very egocentric approach to life, those politicians here made the choice to go fully in. And now they know whatever decision they make, they are on their own, because NATO is not going to back them. What NATO will do, that NATO will step aside. How far they will go, it only depends how people will react to it. It's not even the decision of their own. If no one shows up, nothing will happen. If people refuse to participate in another slaughter during another war that they want to create, there will be no war. So I will end this video probably here because I'm rambling a lot, but just wanted to share these thoughts with you today, because we have more power than we have been using. And sometimes people think, what can I do? Do I have to go and protest and this and this? You know, sometimes the biggest power you have, you simply just say no. Say no. I'm not doing it. I said no many times in the last 3 years. I show you here because it's a beautiful place, I think. I said no to the masks. I said no to the injection. And I say no to the war. Lovely, lovely gardens in between the buildings. So that's it for today, everyone. I hope you didn't mind a very laid-back, very free-flowing video, because it's mainly, with all the info that we have, with all the data that we are gathering, at the end of the day, what you gonna do with this? How you gonna act? What choice will you make? Are you just as courageous on the surface? How you show up? How do you show up? And showing up, it means you show up for peace or you show up for war. When someone is trying to buy you, like those people in position, will you take this money and create another cycle for your soul and another karma? Because this is the only life that matters? Really, is it? We have to look at this another way as well, that people tend to forget so easily. This is a very temporary human experience. There is something what really is eternal, and that is your soul. And if you keep on repeating the same mistakes, if you still being greedy, power hungry, cruel, self-centered, egoistic, afraid, this is not time to be afraid. What are we really afraid of? Are we afraid of what they're gonna do to us? What they're gonna do to us? If we look at the worst case scenario, this life is temporary anyway, right? But we always have a choice. And people who say, no, we have no choice, those are just an excuse. Those are just excuses. Okay guys, that's all I have for you today. Probably many of you already unsubscribed. But I appreciate you. So if you did, peace out. And lots of love to you as well. I am in Warsaw 2 more days. Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday I'm leaving Warsaw, heading to my next destination. And not for too long, but for how many days? About a week. And then you know where I'm heading back. So with all of this, I wish you a wonderful day, wonderful Sunday. No articles today, just me. Me and you guys, my viewers, that I appreciate so much. Because you mean a lot, you know. Your energy. Oh, how nice music here. Some jazz? Jazz, yeah, they're playing jazz. Magic, huh? Just CC. Not sure if this will not create a copy strike, but anyway guys, I see you tomorrow in another video, probably with lots of facts. But just food for thought for you today. How will you show up? You have enough courage to say no? And what you say yes to? Very, very important on every level. Make sure to join me on Locals, because platform is safe. You always have videos there. Follow me on Instagram. You can buy me a coffee for my trip to China. I repeat it like a broken record, I know, but that's the goal. And join my mailing list. I'm on Rumble as well. Locals is the best place to follow me. And I will see you tomorrow in another video. Lots and lots of love. Bye everyone.